Well, a traditional burial or a cremation will no longer be the only options in Arizona when a loved one passes away.
Governor Hobbs just signed HB 2081 into law. It's also known as the Grandpa in the Garden bill. It clears the path for a new eco-friendly alternative for legally disposing of someone's remains after they pass. And the process is called human composting or natural organic reduction. Instead of being cremated or buried, remains are turned into fertile soil that can be used in your backyard or garden. The company Earth Funeral already provides the services in other states.
The beauty of being gently transformed into soil versus being cremated is the process. It's a gentle, natural process versus a fire cremation process. It is better for the environment, which is important for an increasing number of people.
The process runs around $5,000, significantly less than a traditional burial, which can run more than $12,000, but still more than cremation, which starts at about $1,000.
Death is not something a lot of people like to talk about, but when they do, they often have a strong opinion about what should happen to them when they're gone.
This is a greener way of going about cremation.
Will Humble is the former director of Arizona's Department of Health Services. He says a growing number of people across the country are choosing to have their bodies disposed of after death in a more environmentally friendly way. It's called human composting or natural organic reduction. Instead of someone being cremated, their remains are turned into fertile soil that can be used in a family member's garden or backyard.
People have different things that they want to do, and right now our statutes aren't aligned with what a lot of people want to do, which is to have their remains be handled in a way that's greener and more consistent with their values.
Right now, 7 states have laws on the books allowing human composting, and Arizona could be number 8. State lawmaker Lauren Hendricks has just introduced a bill, HB 2081, that some are calling the Grandpa in the Garden bill. It would change Arizona's funeral services law to allow eco-friendly options as a way to dispose of a body after death.
Some people get a bit of a ghoulish feel when they think about burying a loved one in the backyard, but the majority of them, after giving us some thought, are supportive. They're seeing it as an option. Again, it's an option. It's not for everyone, but it is for some.
The average price to turn human remains into fertile soil is around $5,000, which is significantly less than a traditional burial and a bit more than a basic cremation. We asked a number of people what they think about going green when they lose a loved one.
I guess it's a way to renew their life. I mean, once they see that flower in their garden or something like that, it's like, hey, that reminds me of grandma or grandpa.
I do think it seems more natural and it seems better for the environment because you're not burning things.
I think I like it. You know, there's less waste and I feel like it's good for the earth, so why not?
It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right, actually.
Not something you would do?
Not at all. I wouldn't want to go in the backyard and say, oh, look at Grandpa, he just made a bunch of tomatoes for us. I just couldn't feel right.
I also spoke to a couple of funeral directors to get their thoughts on the Grandpa in the Garden bill. They're not sure if they'd offer it as a service, but say they have no problem with Arizona families having another option when a loved one passes away. In Phoenix, Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.